Hey guys, it's your girl Ty coming with the second episode of my podcast, Confessions of a Prison's Wife. In this episode, the first 15 minutes, I will actually be talking to my husband, piggybacking on our first episode and talking about relationships. The second half of the actual podcast will be myself talking about the relationships behind the bars and my perspective of everything. So sit back, you know what you gotta do, grab a drink and listen, subscribe, and like to the Confessions of a Prison's Wife podcast. See you later. Hope you enjoy it.
Call from an inmate at the Ironwood State Prison, White, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. For customer assistance, complaints, and billing inquiry, thank you for using Global Till Link.
Hey, how you doing, sweet baby?
Hi, husband. How are you?
I'm alright. I'm just blowing your phone up. You ain't answering the phone.
Husband, this is my first time getting a call from you.
This ain't your first time getting a call from me.
Well, my first time my phone has rang.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What are you doing?
So you ready to have your second part of the podcast? We got some great feedback from people. We also have a couple of questions the viewers asked if I wouldn't mind asking you so you can elaborate a little bit more on some things to clarify. Are you cool with that?
I'm okay with that, babe.
All right, give me 1 second, babe. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So, one of our viewers from our podcast, Jasmine Washington, she had a few questions. She does have a son that's incarcerated. So, you know, she's one of our supporters, and I appreciate you, Jasmine, for tuning in. So, Jasmine actually had a question. She wanted to know, like, after you got sentenced, did any of your gang members, friends, or associates actually look out for you while you were incarcerated?
Yeah. A few of them did, honestly. But not so many.
Not so many?
But, yeah, but a few of them did. They looked out for me.
Okay. And also another question was, when you got sentenced to 25 to life, did you get a plea deal, or were you offered a plea deal, or was that just off the dribble offering you 25 to life?
No, I got that actually sentenced after going to trial.
Oh, so you went to trial and got that.
What did you say?
You went to trial and got that.
Yes.
And also another question was, what kept you like motivated to, you know, get your degree and stay out of trouble while you were inside the prison?
What motivated me to keep my degree? Really, I just wanted to be educated. You know, I wanted to have some type of education under my belt. I wanted to have knowledge, something that I can actually apply. You know, when I come home to anything that I do, you know, for it's working. I just wanted to know more so I can elevate myself.
Right. And so, like, I know it all wasn't peaches and cream. Like, I know you was there at 18 years old. I knew you were a hardhead, like, for years. Like, what made you, like, say, it's time for a change, it's time for me to not even be behind these walls, getting into fights and stuff like that?
For me, it was just that I felt that I was getting older and I wanted to go home, and I know that I needed to do the right thing in order to have that opportunity to be free.
Right.
You know, when you're disciplinary free, you actually earn credit towards your freedom. So for me, it was like I need to focus on being disciplinary free, remain positive, so I can also come home to my family. So for me, that's what my motivation.
Are you still affiliated
This
with...
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Do you feel comfortable telling the people, like, what gang you're affiliated with?
Do you what?
Do you feel comfortable telling the viewers what gang you're affiliated with?
I can tell the viewers that I was a Crip. I was affiliated with the Crips.
Okay.
I first came to prison, 18 years old.
And now as a man, like, do you even look at yourself as being a crip anymore? Anything like that?
Nah, I don't look at myself as being a crip no more. No, I look at myself as just being a man. I try not to socialize with the type of individuals. I don't think that's a good lifestyle, a good thing to be a part of. I got a different mind frame now.
Right. Okay. How was your day?
Well, today was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a little hot out there,
Yeah.
but in the middle of the desert, in Blythe, California, it wasn't bad. We're dealing with the coronavirus right now.
And in the with the pandemic going on, like, what are the modifications that's going on right now inside of the prisons?
What'd you say?
With the pandemic going on right now, like, what are the modifications that's going on inside the prisons for the inmates?
Well, right now they got with the kind of like social distancing. So when we go to chow, no longer 4 people sit at a table, it's 2. When we go out to go buy food and stationery from the commissary, they got cones that separate us with 5 feet apart. We don't go to yard with the rest of the buildings. We only go to yard with our building. And for the showering, we have each inmate get out of the shower. Someone has to go in there and spray it down with disinfectant, just to kill the germs and try to prevent us from actually catching coronavirus.
Good. So
definitely some different changes.
So they are like making modifications. That's actually good to hear. Thumbs up to California Department of Corrections for doing that. So let's get into the nitty gritty. Relationships behind the prison bars. How did you meet me? Let's get into that for people that don't know. That's inquiring minds.
Well, we actually knew each other since we were teenagers. Met you in Compton, California. At one of your relatives' house. We was friends. Never really nothing romantic. We liked each other. And then, I ended up getting incarcerated a couple of years later. And, we ended up getting in contact with each other, maybe, I'd say, about a year and a half ago.
Yep.
We've been together ever since.
On my birthday, October 30th, 2018, we actually got in contact. What are the trials and tribulations you would tell another prisoner or another girlfriend, wife? What's the number one thing you would tell a person dating a person in jail? What do you feel that's key to having a successful relationship in jail?
I think what's key is trust. I think that due to the fact that y'all so far apart, your mate is in prison and you in the free world. It's all about trust. You got to trust that individual's out there doing the right thing.
Right.
Not cheating. Not doing anything that would be harmful to your relationship. And I think that's what it's about. It's about trust and just letting your loved one know that you got his back. All the time.
All the time, just not sometimes. So, like, how do you feel like knowing that people have a negative outlook on women that date men in prison? Like, I've had backlash from it. Friends, family, people have negative comments to say. Like, what is your outtake on that?
My outtake on that is, you really can't change people's minds. Some people just already have a preconceived notion about men in prison and how they deal with women out there. Some just think that they feel like we in prison and we're just trying to use women to take care of us, give us money and, come see us. And, they think we just feed women a lot of lies. But at the end of the day, for the majority of the men that I've been around, I don't see that. I see that they really love their wife or their girlfriend, and they really have the real intention to come home and do the right thing. And that's what I see. I I don't see so much of the negative, but I have been around some people that's been that way.
Right.
But for the most part, it's a lot of good men in prison that's trying to do the right thing, by their lover.
Right. With that being said, like, I know people may say, like, oh, words, and people could say anything just to get somebody to, come visit them, marry them. What made you want to get married after being locked down 18 years? You could have got married a long time ago. What made you want to get married now?
I think for me, it's more so that, I was lonely. And in the beginning of my time, I had a lot of years to do. So I really didn't want to be caught up. I wasn't trying to have a woman in my life and have her go through this situation for a long, long period of time. And two, I didn't really think about being in love at that time. I got older and I really wanted to be in love. Me and you kind of contact with each other and we hit it off. And I just knew at the end of the day that I would love to be married to you. I would love for you to be my wife and hopefully have children and spend the rest of my life with you. So it was just the perfect opportunity.
Right. Now, when you see like your friends in the prison dealing with different type of women, do you try to give them advice or you just stay out of it? Like, what's the code in there? Like, say for instance, your homie in there got 3 or 4 different women. What do you always tell me? Like, mind my business. Like, what's the code in there about that? Like, what do you guys like?
I mean, to be honest, we really don't. We try not to have too much input on another person's life. Another person. I mean,
right.
That's that man's business. I mean, I might not agree with what he's doing, but that's his life, and I said I don't have no place to impede or to try to intervene on what he got going on.
Right.
So that's really what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, I can't do nothing about it anyway.
Right.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It's not really my opinion. But if a man came to me and asked me my honest opinion, I would give it. But typically that doesn't happen.
Do you feel being married and you're incarcerated, is it hard to be married to someone and you're incarcerated? Like, I'm on the street. Like, is it hard? Like, is it a burden? Like, damn, I'm not with my wife every day. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff going on. Like, do you have any like regrets or anything being married, knowing that your wife is out on the street and you're in the prison and there's nothing can be done about it?
Absolutely not. I have no regrets. I mean, this might be the best thing that ever happened to me my whole life.
Aww.
I trust my wife. I believe that you're loyal. I believe that you're supportive. You're here for the long haul. You're here for me until I come home. And no, I mean, I actually love to have someone else to care about, someone else that I consider my better half.
Your better half, yes. Babe, I just wanted people to get to know you a little bit more. Like, a lot of people look at our situation like they know I'm a ride or die. They see my Facebook posts, my Instagram posts. Like, before the COVID-19, I was like literally coming to see you every weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted them to get like a more outlook on you. Like, you're just not a prisoner. First of all, you're my husband. Second of all, you're educated. Third of all, you're a human. So a lot of people look down and upon men that's in prison, but there's a lot of good men that's in prison. And I just wanted people to get another look on men in prison, because it's not all what everybody in there is not bad. Everybody in there is not a gangbanger. Everybody is not using nobody. Everybody's not trying to get over. There's actually good men that's in prison. So I wanted to, have the audience just to hear you a little bit, hear your mind, see how intelligent you are, see how focused you are. And, I just love that we're being raw and open, because a lot of people have this concept that, oh, she dating a man in prison, she gonna get used, or they ain't shit. So I just wanted people to like really see like this is real love. Like, this is some real life, a real life marriage. And I think a lot of people don't understand that you know, being married to a
60
person,
seconds remaining.
being married to a person in jail, it does come with a lot. It does. So I thank you so much for calling, opening up, you know, letting our viewers get to know you a little bit better. Do you have anything you want to say, babe?
Yeah, I appreciate being a part of this. Yeah, I do love you, and I appreciate you. I really do. And I just hope all the viewers out there just see that, you know, like, we're human beings at the end of the day.
Right.
So we got people that love us, and we love them.
Right.
We're going to do what we got to do when we come home to make sure that they all right.
And I do believe
you
that.
have a good night, babe.
I love you, babe. Have a good night. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, babe. Love you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, babe.
Bye.
Hey, guys. So you just heard from my husband, DeAndre Clayton. We were just touching on some questions that one of our viewers had regarding our first podcast and a little bit about relationships. So my take on being